I'm with TouchWork. I'm really happy to be here and speaking with all of you. So first off, a little bit about us. We were founded in 2007, and we specialize in real-time data capture and reporting. We have a very flexible platform that's enabled us to come up with a variety of solutions, and our solutions are focused around customer experience. Up until now, we have been more focused on voice of the consumer, but because of our flexible platform, we've been able to adapt to create healthcare solutions to help during COVID. Our major focus is in higher education. We work with about 100 different schools across the US and in Canada. So first I want to talk about some key challenges that we're all facing in the fall. I'm sure everyone's almost sick of talking about COVID, but we know that it has and it will continue to create a lot of change across campus. Every department is facing new processes, new procedures. And from a university and management perspective, you need that feedback, probably now more than ever, because we need to retain these students this semester, next year. So we need to assess the student experience, pinpoint the areas of concern, address these issues, and then of course, loop back around and continue to assess. We also need to help these students feel really connected to campus. There's so much less face-to-face interaction and such a different campus life that they'll be experiencing. We need to make sure that we reach them where they are and engage them in that dialogue and provide them an outlet for their voice. So we'll discuss more of that on the upcoming slides. Another challenge that we're facing is addressing COVID directly. How do we stay on top of campus management and student staff health? How do we ensure that students and staff are safe to come onto campus each day? How do we track thousands of people's health? When you identify a student or staff that needs to be isolated or quarantined, how do you ensure that you don't drop the ball and that they don't get the services that they need? So first we'll talk about our feedback and engagement solutions. We have three main solutions to address this. Text and Tell is used by a lot of our clients. It's probably our most common solution. It is real-time feedback by text message. So you are able to identify students' likes and dislikes, any issues they're having, answer questions. You can see this example from UC Davis on the right of marketing, where students would see marketing telling them to text their code and a message into the short code 55744, and that's how the feedback is collected. And then on the back end, we do robust analytics on feedback for you. So you can also share the questions and answers on a digital comment board, and that really helps heighten the engagement from students. They see that their peers are getting answers to their questions and just responses from real people. So it really encourages them to want to also engage with staff. Last year at University of Iowa, we had some students saying that sitting next to the screen in the dining hall was one of their favorite parts of the meal, to look at the comments coming through. And that was my experience when I was assistant director of dining at U of Illinois as well, is the students with the digital screen, we really saw more and more feedback with that. But it works well outside of dining also. So we have schools that use Text and Tell across auxiliary and admissions, business units, etc. So we also have Shop and Tell. This is our mystery shopping solution. It really helps make sure that your staff are complying with new protocols. And I don't mean in a method to punish staff or disciplinary method, but more to provide insight into your new procedures and see if your staff need help in adjusting to them or if the procedures themselves need adjusted. The platform that we have for mystery shopping, it's a very wide variety of question types. You can do, you can also collect mobile uploads of pictures. So your students that are shopping, they can seamlessly connect to their camera and upload photos. It's very easy to schedule your shoppers, and the shoppers have a personalized homepage that is automatically updated per your schedule. So when they log in, they know what shops they have to complete. BrandEd is our mobile marketing solution, and students and staff also can opt into this. It's using the same short code 55744 to opt in. And text is really the best communications channel, especially with COVID. We know students, as Amy mentioned, are devoted to their phones, as are we. And during COVID, this is going to be even more important. So you can release urgent updates related to COVID with mobile marketing. Dartmouth uses it to inform their students of different promotions they have going on. It's really another channel to engage your students in your operation. So we have 3 COVID solutions as well, as I mentioned. And so first off, we have Health Scan, and this is a solution that facilitates daily symptom and temperature checks of your student and your staff. Basically, before leaving their homes, before your staff leaves their homes or your students leave campus, they're opening our app and they're completing the health screen. And if they pass, they can come onto campus, and then they can have an on-site temperature check if that's something that you want to do. And again, if they pass, basically the app works as a passport, and they have a screen showing that they are cleared for campus that day. And then the next day it would go back into pending status automatically, and then they have to complete the health screen again. Now, if you fail your at-home pre-screen or a temperature check, then the appropriate health services and HR staff is automatically notified. And then in the back end, your admin writes you'd be able to clear the blocked staff and students. So, if they get tested and they're clear, then you can go in there and unblock them so that they can come back onto campus. It's easy to set up and then deploy. There's no expensive equipment needed. You save those on-site resources of trying to screen people on site, and it's all in real time. So Health Track can be seamlessly combined with Health Scan, or you can use it by itself. What Health Track does is it helps monitor the statuses of students, like if they are suspected of having COVID or not, and it helps facilitate this campus-wide communication. So students that are identified as needing isolation, you can track their progress, you can track if they're getting tested and the results of that, and you can track the services that are rendered by staff from each of the departments. The big fear is that the ball could be dropped. So, how do we manage multiple students at multiple different points in this process? And so each student has a specific status within the portal. Maybe they come in as new. Maybe you change their status to under review as they are getting evaluated by health services, or they're in isolation status. When you change their status, it automatically communicates to the need to know people across campus. And then we also facilitate management of those procedures and processes within specific departments. An example of this is our Order It food ordering solution. And last year we had schools use this as a sick ordering platform. So those students that were isolated and needed meals delivered to them, we were able to, we disseminate that information to the students on how to register for meals. And then they come into your back-end platform as a new student, and you can approve them or reject them if they're not actually needing those meals. And when you approve them, they automatically get the information for ordering. We support rotating and static menus, and we also provide those daily production reports to culinary staff so they know what they need to produce that day.
Hey,
So
Erica, you have about 30 seconds.
Got it. Thank you. So just a couple last things to mention is we are web-based. No IT sources are required. It's quick to implement. It's real-time data. We have extensive analytics, and we also do a bulk of the marketing for our engagement and feedback solutions, because I know your marketing staff is slammed. So here is our contact information. I really appreciate y'all's time today, and look forward to hearing the next presentations. Thank you, everybody.